Hello, welcome back. This is Two Bros in a Pod. We've been gone for a while. We didn't miss any of you. I didn't miss doing this podcast. So let's talk about stuff. Wyatt, how you been?
Wow. What a terrible, terrible start.
All right, fine. We'll do real. Hello, welcome to episode 17 of Two Bros in a Pod. My name is Brennan. I'm the best host in the world. And alongside me is just my stepbrother, Wyatt.
The actual best host in the world, Wyatt Olson.
All right, we've been on here for like an hour already, and we just started the podcast. This is ridiculous.
It has been a struggle. I will say, for the record, it is not my fault that we started this late. It is 100% Brennan's fault from start to finish. From start of apparently Julia's car that apparently broke down for the 17th time. I feel like this is just an excuse now, but we'll just go with it. Also, on top of it, we waited an hour chatting with each other on what our top 5 is going to be, and we landed on nothing for you guys. So keep watching, because we're going to have an exciting time at something else we've come up with, and by we, I mean me. So
yeah,
I'm excited. Brennan, are you
shot
excited?
down all of my ideas. You shot down every single idea because you needed to do research. Oh my.
No. For the record, everyone, again, I gave 3 very good ideas. Brennan said, I need to do more research on it. I can't say that. I don't know anything about it. I need to do more research on it. Come on now. Come on.
Whatever.
Lock
in. A bunch of lies. I had a bunch of beautiful ideas, and Wyatt shot them down because he doesn't know anything. So,
right.
But our idea,
to the car.
I'll hand it to you. I'll definitely hand it to you. It's going to be a fun one at the end of the episode, so everybody stick around for that.
Yes, please stick around. Yes.
But yeah, so Julia's car is kind of a mess. We've been having problems with it for a while, and we had to go to a birthday today, and it was about 2 hours away. So we need to figure out what we were going to do with her car, because my car, I mean, it's fine, but like recently it's been shaking quite a bit when I get up to like 70, so it's getting a little worried about that. I think the tires need to be balanced again. I think, but we were like, let's just avoid that. So we figured out what the problem was with Julia's car, because my dad is a mechanic, but he's in Wisconsin, so real useful for us.
Bummer.
He helped us out. We got the parts, and if we were going to do it at the dealership, it would have cost like $1,000 to anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. So we were like, screw that. And we looked it up on YouTube. It was super easy, actually. Like, I looked it up on YouTube, and then I called my dad, and he's like, yeah, you just got to do this, you got to do that. Should actually be pretty easy. So he helped me get the parts, and I became a mechanic for a day. Popped them bad boys in. Julia will say that she did everything, but that's a lie. She's a liar. But popped those things in, changed the spark plugs and the ignition coils. That's what it was. It's actually really easy. But did the drive. We made it. The car's running beautifully. So I am a certified mechanic. Thank you, Dad.
You're a certified mechanic now? So you say?
Yeah. YouTube.
Well,
got my PhD.
YouTube for sure. Yes. Your video that Julia made definitely needs to go on YouTube, and specifically on our Two Bros in a Pod Instagram. Because that thing was fire. It was fuego.
Did you like my mechanic outfit?
I did. The Crocs did it for me.
It was all gray. I was wearing a gray Bucks tank top, gray shorts, and Crocs and socks. It was beautiful. Got the job done.
Oh man! For those that are watching now, the video is going to be out on Instagram, so take a look at that.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm going to post it. Brennan's going to delete it. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to get lucky. If you see
That's
it
right.
for the couple minutes that it's up there, then you'll get lucky.
I'll post it early.
Yeah. All right, so we haven't talked in a while. Haven't talked since Thanksgiving. So how you been? How was Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was good. Cowboys, not so much. That's why we're podcasting now, so I don't have to watch the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's been good. Thanksgiving was really good. I enjoyed the food. Never fails. Enjoyed the company, the people I was with, so that was nice. Spent some time in Dallas and had a little breather. Got to kind of see a new sight and kind of relax, unwind for a couple of days before getting back into games again. So it was good. How about you guys?
That sounds good. Yeah, we didn't do a whole lot. Julia had to work. She's at Disney, so she's got to work all the holidays.
Yeah.
But she got off kind of early, so we wanted to go over to our roommates. They have their parents live like 45 minutes away, but because of work and everything, we just couldn't swing it. So we ended up just staying home and making our own stuff. So it was kind of an adventure. I tried making. You need mashed potatoes and gravy, but we didn't even have an electric mixer, so I had to do it all by hand. So the potatoes were a little chunky, but we had some mashed potatoes and gravy. I made some mac and cheese with breadcrumbs on top. That was really good.
Yeah, you did.
Instead of the turkey, we just did some pork chops and some cornbread. Didn't make any stuffing. I forgot about that. But yeah, it was still pretty good.
Did you say you forgot about stuffing?
Really? Yeah, I went to the store and I spaced. But
so I wasn't the only one that forgot stuffing.
Yeah. It's not as bad as leaving it off your top 5 list. You forgot that stuffing was even a Thanksgiving food. That's embarrassing.
But if you forget if you forget stuffing at the store, doesn't that mean you also forgot stuffing?
Forgot to grab it
as a food,
but I intended to grab it. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference, people. Yeah, whatever. But it was good. Had some wine at night, and I think that's the night we watched the Hunger Games, I think. Oh yeah. We watched the Hunger Games because I thought that I hadn't seen the last one. And then as we watched it, I realized I had already seen it because I remembered everything that was happening. It just took a while for me to remember. Every time something was happening on screen, then it came to me. I was like, oh yeah, totally remember that. So we did that and then watched Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes a day or two later.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Didn't do a whole lot other than that.
Yeah.
Not much since then either, really. Like,
not much since?
No, just living life. It's been pretty boring. Haven't done a whole lot.
Where are you at on real estate stuff?
I'm done with all the pre-licensing courses. Got all that done. So now I just need to schedule the exam and take the exam.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that look like? That's a day thing? That's an hour thing? Or
it's usually the test, they give you like 2 or 3 hours to complete it. I think it's like 100 questions. But I haven't looked at this, like when I can schedule it for, like how soon I can do it. But yeah, it's usually pretty intense. Like if you do it at home, they make sure that you're in a room with like nothing around you because they don't want you to cheat, obviously. Right. So I don't really have a space to do that. So I'm just going to go probably to like a testing site.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier to do it there. So,
okay.
Yeah.
You got a tentative date on that or just
not yet? Got to look,
figuring it out.
Yeah. Because I definitely still need to study. It's been a little bit since I finished the pre-licensing courses, so I gotta get back on that.
I gotcha. Yeah. Good deal.
So
yeah, nothing too much. My dad came down last weekend, so that was nice to spend some time with him and get to see some family. So that was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're dressed pretty warm down, like it's pretty cold down there right now or something?
It's it's a little chilly. It's like compared to back home, it's nothing, but it is 42 degrees right now. So it's a little more chilly. I don't have the heat on. I'm running no air right now, so it's a little chilly outside. Trying to save a little bit of money and not turn the heat on just yet. So
yeah, it's probably pretty nice when you try to go to sleep though. Nice and cool in there.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. It has been really nice.
Here it is 69 degrees. Nice.
Lucky duck.
Yeah. There's been some days where it gets a little chilly, like, and by chilly I mean like 50s at night and morning.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's been beautiful. So this is like the best time for weather.
It's always funny, like when people up north come down south and like don't bring hoodies or like long sleeves or pants or sweatpants or something, and they just expect that it's hot year round. That is not always the case. No. It's 40 degrees. It's it's December. But some people are like, "What the heck? It's not hot."
Yeah, I felt so bad last year. Last December, my family, my mom, stepdad, and Nick, Carly, everybody, they came down to visit, and all winter it had been beautiful, like just beautiful weather. The 1 week that they came down, it was cold, rainy, and gloomy. It was so bad. But it was literally just that 1 week. It was like really cold. And then as soon as they left, it was beautiful again. So
of course,
that's just how it is in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I want to catch up with you on the morning show. We talked about that last episode. Have you finished it? I finished it. Have you finished it?
No, I am in the same spot where we said we were last time. So,
bro, it's been like weeks.
The front end of season 2. I know. I've been running around with different things and trying to finish up the semester of school. So,
yeah,
I have not gotten to it.
I don't blame you. I mean, if I had to give my honest, I finished it. Yeah, if I had to give my honest opinion, I would just tell you right now to just stop watching. At least I would say after season 2, season 3, I would just like screw it.
Season 3 of the morning show is terrible.
I hated it. Yeah, I actually really did. I thought it was. Yeah, I don't know. Just really didn't like it. There's some. I mean, they recreate events that happened in the world, and like they did that in the first 2 seasons as well, but season 3 recreates some events that I just didn't want to relive. We'll say that. I don't know. Not fun. I thought it was. I don't know. I didn't enjoy watching season 3.
And John Hamm was in season 3, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was his character good or not really, or
no? He's he doesn't play a good person. Say that. Yeah.
More of a antagonist.
Yeah, I thought the first 2 seasons were good. Season 3 sucked, in my opinion. So if it comes back, I probably will not be watching. I don't know if they're planning on it or not, but yeah, season 3 kind of lost me. But I also did watch Lessons in Chemistry. on Apple TV. Have you seen
Oh,
that?
Brie Larson?
Yeah.
I have not. I've seen the trailer for it. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, that one was good. It's only one season right now, and I don't know if they're gonna continue doing more, or if it's just like a limited
Yeah.
series. But
Yeah.
watch that one. That one's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Totally didn't even recognize that the guy character in that is. Did you see Top Gun Maverick? I'm assuming you
Mm-hmm.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the dude in Lessons in Chemistry, and
Yes.
he's like unrecognizable almost because all I could picture was him in Top Gun. But yeah, he's good. Yeah, that's a good show. I'd recommend watching that
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's pretty much it for TV. But wanted to talk about Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because we also mentioned that last time too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll let you go first. What'd you think of it?
I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I've before watching it, I hadn't really seen much of Hunger Games since it came out. You know, when those movies first came out, I haven't really rewatched after that. But after watching the movie, I've rewatched. I haven't watched the part 2 of Mockingjay just yet, but um, I thought it was really good. I really liked President Snow's character and how he starts really good and kind of works his way towards who he is in the Hunger Games and kind of the tie-ins to the Hunger Games series and movies and books. So I thought it was all in all really good. It had me really intrigued.
Yeah,
Start to finish.
I also liked it. I didn't think it was like an incredible movie, but I didn't think it was a bad movie either.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a good movie, like just a good movie, not great, not terrible, just right in the middle there. But and I feel that way for a few different reasons. Like I have mixed feelings on it. So first off, should we do spoilers? Like, should we just say spoilers here and everybody just skip? All right. So yeah, there's going to be spoilers.
Everyone.
So if you don't want to hear, if you haven't seen the movie yet, skip ahead a little bit. But yeah, so Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, it's about President Snow and his arc as a character. But I definitely liked how they tied in the original 3 movies to this prequel. It was kind of cool to see where certain things came from, like the different songs that Katniss sings in the Hunger Games trilogy, and all that stuff was cool. And seeing how the Hunger Games were 65 years ago before the regular ones, that was really interesting. They're literally just in this dome, and it's just, all right, go ahead, kill each other, and it's not this huge spectacle like it is obviously 65 years later when Katniss is there. So I love that stuff. The only thing that makes me feel like meh about the movie is the ending. It just I get that he has to go bad in a way, because I mean obviously he ends up being who he is, but it just didn't make sense to me. I thought it was kind of confusing and kind of rushed, and that's kind of how Julia felt too. I don't want to talk for her, but based on what she was saying about the books and the movies, she said the books give a little bit more detail at the end, where she felt like the movie was a little bit rushed and it made it a little confusing. But so that's the only reason I don't say it's a great movie, because I thought the end was a little confusing. But the rest of it I really enjoyed.
No, I agree. From being a non-book reader, I was a little bit confused at the end and had to find a little bit of guidance and on that. But it seemed like from other book readers that like it was, and Julia would know better than me, but it seemed like from the people I talked to, it was kind of like a split second kind of thing in the books too, with Snow's kind of arc there at the end. So I didn't think anything of it after, watching it. It seemed like when I got that detail, it made sense. But finishing the movie in the theater, I was like, I need a little help on the end here.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it. I just, I was with you the same thing. I was a little bit confused on the ending.
Yeah. And it can be difficult. Like, we were just listening to a podcast today, actually, where they talked about it, and they brought up a good point, and they said it's kind of hard to like root for a bad character. You know what I mean? Like President Snow, he becomes a bad dude. So like, you're not like supposed to root for him. So it kind of seeing him make these stupid decisions towards the end of the movie, showing how it kind of leads to him becoming who he is. It's like, doesn't really make you feel good as a viewer. So it's kind of
right.
Yeah. So I got that vibe too. But yeah, like I said, all the other stuff was really good. I thought it was really entertaining, especially the actual Hunger Games part of it, and how he's a mentor and he's helping Lucy Gray, who's the main character. That part I definitely really liked.
Yes. I think with Lucy Gray, like that whole thing, it seemed like at the end, like you knew that Lucy Gray like couldn't trust Snow. So it was like, that's like the whole gun, like when he finally saw it, like he just kind of flipped. Like you can just tell there. But
I know.
Now I really liked the two of them together throughout the movie. It was really, really neat how their kind of relationship goes throughout and ties in with his arc.
Yeah. Well, did you know that that girl, her name's Rachel Zegler, in real life, she's actually dating President Snow, his friend in the movie, the one that, big spoiler, the one that ends up getting hung. Yeah, she's actually dating him in real life. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
How about that?
That'd be that'd be a very weird dynamic. Like, you're working a movie with your boyfriend, but your on-screen love interest is a different dude. I don't know how actors do that stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, but that kind of led me down a rabbit hole, because I had seen that girl. She sings in the movie, which another reason I didn't really like, or one little thing that I didn't like in the movie, was her stupid Southern accent. I was very confused why she had to have a Southern accent. I didn't like it, because she's a really good singer. But
I liked it.
The whole Southern thing kind of ruined it for me. Julia said they don't mention any of that in the book, that she has like a Southern accent or anything. So she thought that was kind of weird. But I don't know.
I liked it.
Yeah. I didn't
mind it.
Yeah, it was okay. So she was in West Side Story. Have you seen that musical? They did a remake.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch it though.
Yeah, so after I watched Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I remembered that movie, and I had seen it when it came out in theaters, and I didn't remember much of it, so I rewatched it, and Rachel Zegler is in it, and she's a really good singer. So that's what made me think of the whole Southern accent thing in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I was like, dang, it kind of sucks, because she's a really good singer if she just sings normal. But that's a good one. You should check that one out. It made me rethink I've done a lot of things with musicals lately, ever since that top 5 musicals list that we did.
Yeah.
West Side Story is a good one. It still would not crack my top 5 list though, but it is a good one.
Okay.
But Julia and I, for an early Christmas gift, I bought us tickets to go see the Book of Mormon musical. And we saw that last weekend. I had seen it once before it was back in college, and I knew it was really funny, but I couldn't remember all of it. And seeing it again this time, it would definitely be in my top 5 list. Like if I could redo that, it's definitely in there. It is so funny. Really good. You gotta, if it's in your city or anywhere near, you gotta make the trip and go see it. It's hilarious.
Okay.
It's
interesting.
Yeah, it's created by the writers of South Park. So that explains why it's hilarious.
Yeah.
They do a really good job, and then the guy that they have help write the songs did a lot of like different Disney songs too. So like a lot of really famous Disney songs. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
Got it.
And then also Trenton, he was giving us some crap for our lists on Instagram.
Yes.
And I can't remember what all the musicals he put down there.
Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat would definitely be in my top 5. Totally forgot about that one. But that one's really good.
Yeah. So I don't know for me. I don't think it would be for me. I've only seen it in Janesville, like when Craig performed it. Craig High School performed it. That's the only time I've ever seen that musical.
The movie's really good.
Okay, so I'll have to check out the movie because I have not seen that.
Yes.
But
very good.
He also mentioned Newsies. And when I was watching West Side Story, it's on Disney Plus. I saw Newsies is on Disney Plus too. So I was like, all right, I'll try and check this out. I put it on like really late at night one night, and I put on the movie version, not they redid it and did a musical version, but they're a Broadway show. But I watched the original movie, and the lead character is Christian Bale as a teenager. It is so weird seeing Batman. he has such a baby face. He's definitely very young, but his voice is exactly the same. It's so creepy.
Really?
I couldn't get past it. It was a little weird. But I only made it like 20 minutes in, and I wasn't very interested, so I stopped watching. So I can't say that one would be on my top 5 list either. I might try to finish it eventually, but yeah, I don't know. Have you seen have you seen Newsies at all or no?
No, I have not.
Yeah,
I did not know about it.
There will always be a place in our hearts for High School Musical 3. But I think I'd have to move that one out and
toss it out.
Book of Mormon in there. But it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Joseph would probably be in that same boat. It'd probably be number 5 for me. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, next you want to go to sports quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So let's do sports, and then after that, we're going to do our not a top 5 list, but we're going to do a fun different segment. So,
yes, stick around. Yeah, stay tuned.
Stick around. All right. So, where do you want to start off? I guess one big thing that happened was the college football playoff. You want to start with that?
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
All right. So
Brennan, what do you know?
I was going to say, you need to take over here because I don't know a whole lot, but I do have an opinion on what happened.
Yeah, so it was kind of I guess, crazy year since the first college football playoff year. Well, I guess it was 2014, something like that. But anyways, pretty much 6 schools had a shot to be or a valid opinion on getting the 4 through 1 seeds in the college football playoff. Out of that, or I guess for next year, they're going to a 12-team football playoff. So this whole year they've been talking about, what would it look like if if this year started with the 12 team football playoff. And so all of these teams, if we were starting next year, would have all made it. But of course, this year, not the case.
Yeah.
And so only 4 teams can make it to the playoffs. And so the teams were Michigan, Washington, Alabama, and Texas. And Georgia, the 2-time national champ, lost to Alabama in the SEC championship game. And that was their only loss of the year, and they didn't make it. Florida State, undefeated in a Power 5 conference, didn't make it. So it's so tough because any argument you could make, like, so Alabama lost. I can't remember who they lost was to,
Texas.
but they beat or Texas. That's right. That's right. And then they beat Georgia. Texas was the big win. Was they beat Alabama and they lost to Oklahoma, I think, is who they ended up losing to.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Anyways, so if Alabama makes it in, Texas got to make it in because Texas beat them and whatnot. Washington was a lock. Michigan was a lock because they're both undefeated, also at Power 5 schools. You'd think Florida State is in the same boat, but I guess not. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Florida State probably should have made it in. To be honest with you, I was very okay with not seeing an SEC team finally not in the college football playoff, but that would never happen in a million years.
Yeah, they made sure that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. And I think from a revenue standpoint, you're not going to not have Texas in it because Texas brings in a boatload of revenue. I mean, to be honest with you, they're the Dallas Cowboys of college football. Like, everyone loves them. A bunch of people hate them, but a lot of people love them. So I get why, and I'm kind of with them. You know, if you have Alabama, you got to have Texas. So I get that. If you're not having Alabama in it and you put Florida State in there, do you leave Texas in there? I don't know. I think you do. But, you know, a lot of other people would say absolutely not. And, you know, a bunch of people down south are saying you need to have Alabama and Georgia in there and screw Texas. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. So,
well,
that's my thoughts.
Yeah. So, number one, this college football playoff thing has been stupid since the beginning. I mean, it's better than the stupid system they had before, the BCS rankings, where that's how the top 2 teams, however they were ranked, they played for the championship. So at least they went to a 4-team playoff. I liked that. But only being 4 teams was dumb from the beginning. But now they're trying to, I think they're overcorrecting by going to what? It's going to be 12 teams?
It's going to be 12.
That's way too many. Way too many. Because
why?
The difference between the number 1 team and the number 12 team, I mean, like, who is number 12 right now? Do you know? Either way, it doesn't even matter. I just think the difference is too big. And, like, because right now, Florida State, they would definitely have made it under this new format. They were undefeated. They deserved to make it. I think that was ridiculous. But their whole reasoning is that, who was it, their quarterback? Who got hurt? Their best player got hurt.
Yeah, their quarterback did.
Yeah. Their best player got hurt. So that was their reasoning for not putting him in, because they wanted the best matchups right now. But to me, that's so wrong, because that just says your whole season, no, that doesn't mean anything. We're just going to pick the 4 best teams that we think are going to have the best games. Yeah, you went undefeated and you're in a Power 5 conference, but your quarterback got hurt, so we're not going to reward you. We're not going to do anything for your undefeated season. You're just, oh, by the way, you're not going to make it, and you're going to have to play Georgia.
Yeah, no, well, I think that was just kind of like, oh yeah, and that happened. But really, the biggest thing for the voting party or whatever was their schedule wasn't hard enough compared to the others.
Yeah.
That was their biggest thing. And I mean, yes and no, but it's like they're also in a Power 5. They went undefeated. I mean, what more can you do?
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like they did all they could do, and they didn't get rewarded for it. They literally went undefeated. You can't do it better than that.
No.
And you still didn't make it. And
yeah, so I think it was more of the schedule, and then it was like, oh yeah, and their quarterback just went down and won't be in the playoffs.
And
so
they just kind of tried to keep adding different reasons as to why they didn't make it.
But yep.
And that's just another reason why personally I haven't watched college sports and I don't care about them as much, because I don't like how they do it. I'm glad they went to a playoff, but the whole ranking thing is always annoying, and everybody's schedules are very different. Like, even the Big Ten nowadays, the divisions are so lopsided. Like, the Badgers side of the Big Ten is super easy,
right,
and the other side is freaking loaded. So
yeah, it won't be next year.
Yeah,
it'll be pretty.
And that's the other
pretty
thing.
even.
Yeah, we talked about that. How the whole Pac-12 is gone now. Everybody's joining into different conferences. Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. My roommate from college is a huge Florida State fan, so I've been reading a lot of his stuff online. He's super pissed about the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
understandable.
I get it. Every reason to be. Yep. I think going back to the 12 playoff system for next year, I think the reason you don't have it, I think, is due to the number of games added. For the kids. Like that's a lot of games on the body, a lot of games, trying to get ready for, some of those kids are, going to the NFL, and, the teams that don't make the playoffs, some of those seniors are electing not to play in those bowl games to get ready for the draft. And so, I think obviously you're playing in more of the competition and competitive games, being that you're in the playoff system and have a chance to go to the national championship. But, a lot of wear and tear on that. I think from a fan aspect, though, I think it's huge because, I get what you're saying, but I also don't care about what it looks like, because I'd rather see the 12 seed school go to the national championship game than see Alabama and Georgia every year.
Oh yeah, so, definitely.
If that means that they get to play against the best team, and they won't, because it's, the first 4 seeds get a bye, and so that plays into it. But still, they're playing the 5th seed team the first round. I'm totally with it. Like I'd love to see the underdog, love the Cinderella stories. So if that means that a mid-major school is going to make it in, and maybe multiple mid-major schools make it in, I'm all about it. I'm all for it.
I like that too. I just think it's too many teams. I think 6 or 8 at the most. I feel like that's like the perfect spot. If you did 6, you could give the first 2 teams, the top 2 seeds, a bye, and the other 4 play, and just go from there. And then at least you'd avoid an undefeated team most likely not making it. Like if there was 6 teams in there, they'd at least have a shot. And I do want the smaller schools to have a chance. I totally agree, because it is really annoying. It's always Alabama or Georgia every year. I mean, there was that stretch where Clemson was in it every year, but it's always like those 3 teams. There's always 2 or 3 teams that are in it every single season. That's why I thought the 4 was dumb. I think I just feel like 6 or 8 teams would be the sweet spot. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, and it just drives me nuts when people are like, like talking about, I guess, what was it, last year before? It was the year before with Cincinnati. Like, it was like everyone was like, they don't need to be in here, they don't deserve it, da 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 da. And they were in the Big East before they went to is it are they in the Big 12 now? I
don't know.
But they're Power 5 now, but before that they weren't. They were mid-major, and like everyone was just giving them they don't stand a chance and da da da. They deserve it as much as anyone else did. So it's like that's what drives me nuts is like mid-majors don't get any sort of like good things going to them or anything like that. So
they do.
That's why I'm for.
Yeah, they do deserve a shot, but there's like last year wasn't the national championship game? It was Georgia TCU, and TCU it was like 65-7, I think was the final score. So like, but TCU did just beat whoever they beat. I think they beat Alabama.
It was
right?
It was Michigan in it.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I don't know. I can't
Georgia,
remember.
Michigan.
They did beat someone good at first, and then they got blown out in the championship.
No, you're right.
But
it was Georgia TCU.
But yeah, that's what I would worry about if you did like 12 teams, is the number one just destroying one of the lower seeds. But I mean,
yeah,
you're right. It would at least give them a shot. And who knows? I don't even care. I don't watch college football anyway.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. So next thing in our baseball or in news, big baseball transaction. Shohei Ohtani signed with the stupid Los Angeles Dodgers. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I knew it. I mean, the Dodgers have all the money. No one else does besides the Yankees. The Yankees had no shot.
I was just going to say that. I was like, that was my only opinion, was the Dodgers are basically the Yankees now. And they just get every single player. They get everybody. This is why I've lost interest in baseball too. It's like you got teams out there that don't have these rich owners and they aren't in desirable markets, and they have no chance at getting these guys. Like the rich get richer. I mean, the Dodgers are already loaded.
Yeah, but
and they just got Ohtani.
They are, and they win a lot of games. But I mean, track record shows in the World Series, they're not winning unless it's a COVID year and they only play 60 games. So,
yeah,
I don't know if this really helps them. Obviously, it's going to, on paper, everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, the odds are there. Vegas is going to say they, are the top tier shot candidate for winning the World Series. But
he'd get hurt again.
I mean, he's not pitching.
Yeah.
He's not pitching. He's just going to be hitting this year. So, that plays a role into that.
Yeah. But yeah, so 10 years, 700 million. Is that right?
70 mil a year. 70 mil a year.
How about that? Almost cracked $1 billion on a freaking contract to play baseball. Absolutely.
Hey, I mean,
wild.
When he's pitching, he's technically two players.
He is.
I mean,
I wonder if more people are going to try and do that now. They're going to see this and they'll be like, oh, I can do that. I hope so. I don't like that players kind of give up on one thing and focus on the others. I know you have to be like really, really good to do that. Like not everyone can just be a great pitcher and lead the league in home runs. But I want to see if more people try and do what Ohtani's been doing. That'd be interesting.
Well, I know. Yeah, I think the closest one to that was Hunter Green with the Reds. He got drafted, I guess, number 1 overall a few years ago as a two-way guy, and his hitting couldn't follow up, so he's just pitching now.
Yeah,
and he throws over 100. I mean, he throws gas, but his bat just couldn't handle it. I guess I don't know, but. I mean, I think that's to say for Ohtani. I mean, him doing what he's doing at that level, like not just showing up as a bat and bunting and whatnot, or just kind of a number 5 in the pitching rotation. He's a MVP. He's a number 1 bat, and a number 1 pitcher. So
he's MVP level in both things. So, like, I want people to try, but he's like incredible. So,
yes, and people, even everyone in the family, is going to say how much they shouldn't get paid that much, and you're even saying they shouldn't get paid that much. But
nobody. I mean, if we're being honest, nobody in sports should make how much money they make. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's a form of entertainment, but like they're not doing.
I mean, soccer players are making just about that as well. So,
I know. It's equal opportunity. I mean, everybody's making a ton of money in sports, and I think it's stupid for everyone. Right. It doesn't matter what sport they play, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way,
I was worried he wasn't going to get it because of him not being able to pitch this year.
Yeah,
but
I'm just glad.
Good for him.
I'm just glad he didn't go to the Cubs, because being in Wisconsin, if you go on Twitter, you see a lot of Cubs fans always talking about, Ohtani, we're gonna get him. That's just what they do. No. So I'm just glad that didn't happen. I didn't think it was going to. But
the Rangers fans, very similar. They thought that they had a shot too when they came out with Ohtani wants to go to the Dodgers, the Rangers, or the Red Sox.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it would be Boston before Texas, but
yeah.
Either did not have a chance. Red Sox have the money for sure, but they're not in the right spot to get someone like that.
So,
and if they did, they would trade him right to the Dodgers anyway.
Exactly.
So.
Everything
Stupid.
that everybody gets ends up on the Dodgers. Whatever.
Yeah.
But that brings me to the NBA in-season tournament stuff, and it got me thinking. The NBA is doing an in-season tournament now. And it's because a lot of the regular season games, they just wanted more meaning and more competitiveness. Why doesn't baseball do something like that? Are you open to that? What would you think about it?
No. No, it's too long of a season. It's too long. There's too many games. I think it should go down to 142. Or 147, whatever that number was, that when the Players Association was talking about that a couple years ago. I think the games need to go down. I think more rest is needed. So I think doing an in-season tournament would just damper that.
But
I don't think it would be as competitive.
That's the argument, though, is like in the NBA, the in-season tournament games count as regular season games. It's not like anything extra. So that would be the argument for it is you could still shorten the season in the MLB, which they should. I also think they should do that in basketball. But throw that in-season tournament in there just to make games more competitive. But I just their ultimate goal would be every in-season tournament game feels like a playoff game. Because there's a huge difference in baseball. I've been to Brewers regular season games and Brewers playoff games. The atmosphere, 1,000% different. So, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but that kind of gets me to my thoughts on the in-season tournament in general and how it worked out in basketball. It's nice, but I still didn't really care about it. I don't get. I mean, the players get money in the NBA. If they win, they all get $500,000. But it doesn't do anything for fans. And then also, it's they did it this year, and I think it was a success. All the games were actually really good. They were all very competitive, and it was just nice to have something to root for other than just a regular kind of meaningless regular season game. But my thought is, I bet you as the years go by, they're just not going to care about it anymore. Because what does it really mean? The Lakers just won it, and they were celebrating with champagne, and they all got the champion in-season tournament champion hats and T-shirts. They got the stupid trophy, and it means nothing. The game didn't even count on their record for the season. I think it was really stupid. I don't know. At least the championship part. I don't think it means anything. It literally means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But having the games and players clearly caring about them was fun because it made it more competitive. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm all for it on the NBA side. I think big component of getting the players paid, especially those guys that are low on the bench and not seeing any time, not making the league minimum. Like that's huge money for them. But I don't see it the way the NBA sees it for baseball.
Yeah.
I think they're not getting the days in between like NBA is. And maybe I'm wrong for saying that, but like I think if we did an in-season tournament for MLB, like I think it would just be tough on them as far as from just a getting guys rested standpoint. Like they're playing every night. Like they get one off day a month.
Yeah.
Like to do an in-season tournament like that'd be really, really difficult.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they could just play it as if they were doing a normal regular season, but my biggest thing is I feel like they just wouldn't care. Like they just be like, all right, this doesn't matter. Cool. Right. I guess you get bragging rights, but that's about it. So
yeah.
I don't know. And then I kind of talked about this on my Bucks podcast, but the NBA, they did the finals in Vegas, and I hated that. Like it didn't seem fair to take the games out of local markets. Like Vegas doesn't have a team.
Mm-hmm.
They just made it. They wanted to make it an event for all the rich people to go watch, and I don't think that's cool. Like Indiana made the finals. It would have been pretty cool. Like their crowd was going crazy because they've been starved. Like they've been bad for a while. They haven't been really good.
Right.
And one of those in-season tournament games, their crowd was just absolutely bananas. It would have been awesome for them to see another game, but they went to Vegas for it. I just thought it was lame, but
sure. Yeah.
Thought that was interesting. Anything else you got for sports? I think that's it.
No, I think that's about it for now. I know, like winter meetings wise, MLB, it's been pretty crazy. So I know, like the Ohtani stuff's been the huge part, but there's been a lot of different big things, like Juan Soto's with the Yankees now. That's a huge thing. But yeah, winter meetings for baseball have been kind of bananas.
Yeah.
So interesting to see what more comes before spring training in February.
Your Bills, they beat the Chiefs barely.
I don't want to talk about the Bills right now.
I did see what happened. I didn't get to watch any of the games, but I saw what happened in that game. And if they would have lost like that, I feel like that would have been like soul crushing. I talked about this. I keep saying this. The parallels between the Packers and the Bills, like the Packers with Rodgers and the Bills with Josh Allen, there's so many. I feel like looking back on it now, the 13 seconds game for Buffalo, that's like the Packers onside kick against the Seahawks. They're the same thing. It's like they were so close. And just an epic disaster happens, and then they don't make it. Now, hopefully for the Bills, they end up getting over the hump eventually and making a Super Bowl. But for the Packers, they never got back. And the Niners were always the team that it was either the Niners or the Seahawks. They just could not beat those two teams. And then for the Bills, they can't beat the Chiefs. So I don't know.
Well, I guess no fan base wants me as their fan. Then I just love the heartbreak stories. I guess I don't know. Golly, I know
that's sports, man. That's sports.
I mean, and I know a lot of people are like, get Sean McDermott out. I really do think he's a really good coach. I really hope his job stays all right. They just need to figure out the offense a little bit. I mean, he's a defensive guy, They have had a lot of injuries on defense the last couple of years.
They have.
And this year. It's just been it's heartbreaking to see like Tre'Davious White. Like he a couple years ago was top 5 cornerback in the league, and he's been just fighting through injuries and is out again for the rest of the year. So I just I hope he stays. I hope he doesn't lose his job. So
I do think I think the Bills will make the playoffs. Like they're clearly good enough. They just have some weird losses. But they're right there. They're a game out. Like I think they're going to make it. The weird thing, your fantasy quarterback Joe Burrow gets hurt, and then Jake Browning comes in.
We didn't even talk about fantasy.
He's a baller. Jake Browning going crazy. Yeah, I'm a little salty about fantasy right now.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about because we played each other last weekend.
Yes,
and we had
it was an epic showdown.
Well, no, he didn't get to play against Josh Allen because Josh Allen was on a bye, but I got to play against Tyreek Hill and ETN.
Yep.
So you just had to deal with Waddle, but I ended up beating you.
Yes, and I was very annoyed because me and you had by far the highest points in the week. Like we were both. It was 156 to like 151. I think was the final or something like that.
Yep.
And nobody else was even close to that. So that always sucks. That's because I would have beat everybody else in the league, but I get a loss.
Yeah.
And then now, like I was in first place because we were tied, and I had the most points. I also have the most points in the league too, so that makes it even more annoying. But now I think because Brett finished off his remarkable 0-14 season, you're gonna be either the 1 seed or the 2 seed, depending on if Elliot beats Sarah, which I think Sarah's gonna win. Elliot.
Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty upset with Elliot. This dude last week, he's fighting for his playoff lives. Like fighting for his playoff life. And last week he had a ton of buys and he had some injuries. But he didn't want to get rid of anybody. And I understand it because like, you don't want to have to get rid of your dudes. But he just took an L against Kayla. And it literally just knocked him out of the playoffs. He decided, I can't drop these guys because I need them. But he, in turn, ended up just forfeiting the rest of his season because he needed pretty much a miracle to make the playoffs. He needed to win, needed everybody else to lose, and he needed to outscore everybody by a ton of points. So,
right.
Elliot, you got to fight harder, my dude. You just rolled over.
Well, yeah, you got to know like where your spot is in the league. Like if you're a 1 or 2, I feel like you can make that choice of like, okay, I've got everyone on a bye or injured or whatnot. We'll take the L here. But you're borderline.
You got to do everything you can
at one game. Yeah. You got to get it. But going back to Browning, he's been killing it. When I played you, I was worried that he wasn't gonna
I wouldn't
do well because week before. So I was just playing the matchup. I picked up Minshew instead and played him over Browning. And Minshew did fine. You know, he got me plenty of points, what I needed. But Browning killed it. And I'm like, well, since I'm playing Brett this week, I might as well just start Browning.
Yeah.
Let's see how many points he gets. And he killed it again. So
our matchup. I was hesitant. I wasn't going to say, I'm going to win this for sure. But going into last week, Monday night, I had Travis Etienne and you had Joe Mixon, and I was up by 5 points. And I was like, okay, the Bengals just lost their quarterback, and they're going against Jacksonville, who's been super hot. I was like, Mixon, if the Bengals are behind the whole game, Mixon probably won't get that many touches. Nope. Mixon decides to just go off. 2 touchdowns.
Sure.
All I needed was ETN to not get outscored by 5, and Joe Mixon decided to put up almost 30 points. So, that was a bummer. But
Yes, yeah. Sleeper was saying the whole time I was going to
Yeah.
lose, and I ended up winning.
Yeah.
So,
and we both, both of our teams dominated, outscored our projected by a lot. But yeah, I was on a stretch there with 4 straight weeks of over 150. This week it's going to end, but I'm feeling good. And right now, if it stays the way it is, where Sarah's first, you're second, I'm third, we would match up in the semifinals. If you end up going first place and we win out, we potentially could play each other in the championship game. So, either way, it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I feel like with my luck now, since I'm not going to get a top 2 seed, I'm going to have to play. You got the top 2 seeds get a bye. I'm going to have to play somebody, whoever's in the last playoff seed, and I'll probably lose. But that'd be just
if you win,
luck.
you'll probably beat me. You'll probably beat me if we play each other in the semis.
I hope so.
We'll see. Though.
That'd be wonderful.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Now.
All right. The segment we all have been waiting for. The moment
we've all been waiting for. This is a big moment.
All right. So, my student workers, they came up with a game when we were doing a little appreciation lunch for them. They enjoyed my interview question that I give to them when I interview them before hiring. And I'm not going to say for the sake of this because I wanted to keep it a secret for them. It's a creative question, though. It's a little outside the box thinking. You know how some employers are with, thinking on their toes, whatnot. So I give them a little taste of it in the interviews. But anyways, they flipped it to if you were a type of dog, what would you be and why? And pretty much we went around the room and kind of just like pointed at each other of like, yeah, you'd be that dog, you'd be that dog, and explain the reason why. So I thought it would be good to chat with Brennan a little bit here and see what type of dog each of us would be and why. So before this episode, each of us did a little research. I don't need assistance like Brennan does. I'm just kidding. I had a little assistance on it. But I think we both came up with some dogs.
Yep.
Type of dog breeds that we would be. So I'm very curious to hear what Brennan has to say about me. But all right, Brennan, any words before we get into this?
Yes, I did need some assistance. I don't know a lot about dogs, but I found the perfect one for you, and I'm pretty excited. But I also kind of need to know what direction you're gonna take this. So,
so I'm going first.
Yes, you're going first. You gotta tell me what kind of dog I would be.
So, I was telling Brennan before this that I was telling Brennan that he's a Chihuahua because he's driving me freaking nuts. Because he couldn't make a decision before this episode about what we were going to do at the end of this episode until I finally gave this decision. He's like, oh, yeah, that's a pretty good one, but I need to do some research. I'm like, you freaking Chihuahua, just whining all the time. But I did not say he's a Chihuahua, okay? I'm saying Brennan is a Shiba Inu.
All right.
Do you know what a Shiba Inu is?
I've heard of it, but I don't know. Can you do you have a picture? Can you hold it up to your computer?
Yeah. Let me get it real quick. That's a Shiba Inu.
Ooh, I'm beautiful.
Of course he would say that.
All right. Explain why.
Okay. This is pretty funny, guys. Okay. So listen to it. Okay. It says, this is via Google. Okay. It says, the website is purebredpuppy.com. But the segment here says the strong temperament It says, Shiba Inus are very bright, but they have an independent mind of their own and little desire to please you.
I love this. This is a beautiful choice, Wyatt.
Here we go. Hold your thought there.
Sorry.
They can be manipulative, and many are willful and dominant. They want to be the boss and will make you prove that you can make them do things.
I like it. That's a good one.
The next thing found on petmd.com, it says Shibas are high energy and very intelligent. So they require lots of mental stimulation and exercise.
I agree.
Their high energy and alertness also means that they can be predisposed to anxiety and undesirable behaviors, like the Shiba scream.
Ooh.
Without proper exercise. I don't know what the Shiba scream is, but that sounds interesting.
I need to figure out what my Shiba scream is. I have one idea, but it's not good for the podcast.
Brennan, I just said you're very high energy and very intelligent, okay? I just want you to know that.
All right, yeah. Is there anything bad coming or no?
I knew you would say that.
Oh, man.
Nope, that was it.
Okay. Well, yikes.
Agree or disagree?
I agree. I like it. It was a good one.
Okay. I didn't know if you were going to say, this sounds definitely not like me. What are you doing?
Now, I did a little bit of both types of research here about the type of dog breed that I think you are.
A stupid one and an actual one? You would. You would.
Okay.
You little manipulative Shiba.
Yes, exactly. All right. So, the dog that I think you are, Wyatt, is a basset hound. Here.
A basset hound?
Basset hound.
I know what a basset hound looks like.
I mean, the resemblance is just uncanny.
Oh, my word.
Uncanny. Look at those big ears, the big droopy eyes.
Okay. Okay.
The short wiener-like body. They are slow moving and big boned. So, all right. That just screams Wyatt.
Dad.
So, that's the appearance characteristics that reminded me of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is what basset hounds say. Let's see. I have like 3 different tabs open. The link I clicked may have been 10 dumbest dog breeds. But that's not what I meant. Sort of.
You asshole.
I know. You were so nice with yours.
I thought about it.
I did too. The characteristics of this, I don't see anything about them being stupid. That was just like a link that I clicked. All right. So this is what it says.
The ones that look stupid, got it.
All right.
Got it.
This is a basset hound personality. Basset hound is a friendly, easygoing dog. See, you're friendly, very easygoing. Yep. Boom.
I am.
All right, let's see. Let's go. Bassets are people-oriented and get along well with children. You're very people-oriented. You get along well with children. Yeah. Fairly smart dogs.
I agree with that.
It doesn't say they're stupid, even though that's what I searched.
Yep. Yeah.
Not easy to train, and they are somewhat stubborn. Now, this I don't really know. Do you feel like you're kind of stubborn?
I probably am. Yeah. I can see it.
Let's see. What else here? Okay, this is the other part that reminded me of you. History of the Basset Hound. The Basset Hound goes as far back as the 1500s in pre-revolutionary France.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason this reminded me of you is when I heard France, I thought of the stupid little hats that they wear.
Is that right?
Yeah, like
the stupid little hats they wear.
Your Ted Lasso, your beard hat, the one you wear all the time. So that's
Hold on. You mean this one?
Yes, that one.
I'm dead. I'm wearing this now. My Peaky Blinders hat.
Yes. Okay. There was something on here. It didn't actually say it, but it had like a graph, and it showed traits. And I wanted one that was like a big snoring dog, like just snores really loud. Because that is you.
Okay.
But unfortunately, this one, it only had 1 out of 5 on the snoring scale. But it had 5 out of 5 on the drooling scale.
The drool? Yeah.
That's my buddy.
Yeah. That's my buddy. Got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Was that the stupid one, or was that the
No, that's
the legit
That's just
one?
the one. That's the one I picked. I only picked one dog, but
I thought you picked
I did
two.
nice things, and I did not so nice things.
Got it. I like it. Okay. I'll give it to you.
But seriously, like, how can you look at this dog and not see Wyatt? Small but powerful.
I was gonna do a short dog for you and just really dig it in there, but it just wasn't. I couldn't do it.
Well,
the students that came up with this game, they thought I was a Saint Bernard. That was their pick for me.
Okay.
Drool, that was one of them. I guess I drilled to death with love. But they said I was a strong, like a strong helper.
Okay.
Is what they went with. So I like the Basset Hound though. I like it.
Very different size dogs.
Very different size, yes.
Yeah, well, that was fun. I don't know anything about dogs, so that was a little difficult.
No, that was
good though.
That was good. I like it. Very thorough, very in depth. I like it. It was better than this dog because you look ugly.
That's part of it.
It is.
All right. That was a good one. That was fun. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And make sure to go follow us on Instagram at 2 Bros in a Pod 2023. Make sure to follow us wherever you find your podcasts. And we will see you guys in the next one. See you later. See you, Wyatt.
Take it easy, Mountain Faces. See ya.
Take it easy, Mountain Face.